Hey traders, welcome back. It has been a while. I took the last week off of making videos. Enjoyed the 4th of July extended weekend. I hope you did too. Man, I needed a break. And this week that I'm reviewing obviously would be the July 5th, 2022 week. We had a really good week, but it wasn't without work. We definitely needed to work for it, and there were some days that were challenging. So let's get into the review real quickly here. We did take 16 total trades during the week. Pretty typical week for us. Actually pretty heavy considering that we didn't have a Monday to trade in that shortened trading week. We did take a 0 DTE on Tuesday, $10,000 of buying power, and all week this was sort of a theme, I think, all week long. Sort of booking profits early, trying to get out of trades as quickly as we could. So we didn't really maximize our profit this week on very many trades. You'll notice that we didn't get great capture rates on really any of them except for maybe one or two. And that's sort of reflected also in our results, but it's also reflected in the buying power. We did actually use a little less buying power this week than we normally do, but we did book a profit on the first 0 DTE. Our IWM credit strangle, which has just been an amazing trade. We bailed on that on Friday. And of course, it turns out that it would have been fully profitable for us. But my general rule of thumb is when you're on the expiration date and the trade is in the profits and it looks threatened. So that's kind of the three things I look at. If it's, going to expire that day, you are still in the profit zone, and it looks like you're going to slip away from that, and you'd have to do something. You'd have to roll it or something. I just take the profit, whatever it is. So we would have ended up just fine had we left it in place, but did end up with a very slight profit there. We put our what are typically 4 DTEs, but they were 3 DTEs this week with the shortened holiday week. Put our SPYs and our Q trades on. We did end up booking a profit on the Q trade, and that was a fairly decent trade. It could have been a little bit better profit as well had we just left the darn thing on Friday to expire. Same thing with our SPY trade. We could have actually finished in the profit zone on that, fully profitable, had we just let it expire, but you never know. And so about an hour or so before the close, we did roll that. So we rolled our SPY trade out to today, Monday, July the 11th. It looks really solid right now. I'm looking at the pre-market here as I speak, and I think that we'll be fine on that to let that expire fully profitable today. But we did roll it as sort of a precautionary tale. So no result quoted on that one yet. We did double dip though. That was the nice thing. So we didn't get a great profit dollar wise on our 0 DTE on Tuesday, but I did go ahead and close this one out and then reuse that same buying power. And so if you look at it and say, well, you put 10,000 in and you made almost $900 on the day on your buying power, that actually ends up being pretty good. But we did have to double dip to get that. And then we had a nice little volatility trade on LVS, $392. That was our buying power that we put into it. So we didn't get rich on that trade, but from an ROI standpoint, it was one of the better trades that we had this week. Anyway, we did, as everything was said and done, a lot of activity, but as everything got said and done, wrapped up, a little over $1,000 profit on the day on Tuesday. So you can't be too displeased with that. Wednesday was a similar day. Started off very small, one contract on our 0 DTE. We had a neutral rating on our technical indicators on Wednesday. I hate those days. I just hate them. Sometimes I'll just take them off. I just won't even trade those days. So I started off the day, I traded as absolutely small as I could, which was one contract, and got in a whopping $35 of profit on that trade. But I was able to close that out. And then we did open up a new one later in the day, and that one was a big success, about $1,100 profit on $11,000 of buying power. So again, a pretty decent day with some, I guess you could say so-so results. $1,135 profit on the day on Wednesday. On Thursday, Similar situation. Once again, started off with about a $4,000 buying power into a 0 DTE on the SPX, and was able to exit it with a $50 profit. And it was, again, a similar situation where it was nicely profitable. I don't remember how much that was up. It might have been up $300 at one point. And it just slowly started slipping away. And rather than throw more buying power at it or adjust it or do anything with it, I just got out of it as quickly as I could while there was still a profit showing. And then I did reapply that exact same buying power once again to a new 0 DTE, and that one was a tremendous success. You know, not the biggest dollar profit that we've ever had, but certainly awesome from an ROI standpoint. And so that worked out quite well. And again, this is the same $4,000 buying power that I'm committing here. So it's not like I doubled up with $8,000 of buying power. And again, I think that's the theme that you'll see this week, is that maybe it wasn't the biggest dollar profit week that we've ever had, but it was very, very efficient from a buying power standpoint. We did put a one DTE, an overnight trade on Wednesday with the E-minis that we did book a profit on today, Thursday of last week. Some of our trading members did really well with this. Some of them were up around the $300 and $350 range, profit range, which anybody in the trading room could have gotten right at the open. I just sat in it. And again, it started to slip away, and so I got out as soon as I could with whatever profit I could. It still ended up being a decent trade. It was an overnight trade, and our goal with these is to usually put these on with about 10%, somewhere around 8 to 10% profit potential ROI wise, you know, so maybe $550 profit potential on the trade, and then try to get out of it right at the open with a 50% capture. So really, if I could have gotten around that $250, $300 profit range, it would have been a perfect trade. But as it is, still ended up slightly profitable on the trade. Did do some scalping on Thursday. It was a shortened week, so we didn't scalp on Tuesday. We just had a normal 0 DTE day. And my scalping day on Thursday could not have been any more perfect. It was an absolutely perfect day. I had very, very few drawdowns. The drawdowns that I had were very, very small, and I caught a couple good runners. The problem here is that I am still in a short ES contract position. I'm still short the E-mini futures, and so I can't really scalp with them right now because I use the same account right now for scalping as I do with our overall portfolio. And so I was stuck with using the MES. The good and the bad of that, man, it was sure easy. It's great with the MES to be able to scale it. And I did dollar cost average or scale, however you want to view that, into many, many positions on Thursday. And it helped tremendously. But my goodness, the commissions are just horrible with Tastyworks on the MES trade. And I definitely do not recommend that you trade the MES with scalping, but from a result standpoint, it was really, really good. So about $1,345 profit on the day on Thursday. Friday, we had our 0 DTE on the SPX. It worked out absolutely beautiful. Probably our best trade of the week because, you know, 12% return here. This wasn't even a full capture. This was not even a full capture. We were out of this trade well before, hours before the power hour. That's pretty rare to get that kind of a return if you're not taking the trade all the way to expiration. But it worked out really, really well. That was probably our best 0 DTE of the week. PayPal, we had a horrible trade on PayPal in January of this year, and we changed our approach with it. We said, hey, you know, it's still a very tradable underlying. It's got great IV, but we just needed to change our approach. And we did that with a credit triangle setup. And we've been very, very aggressive on adjusting this trade. And we are going from back to February. of this year when we started that new approach until now, we've almost made 100% profit. We've made almost $700, $800 profit on this type of setup with PayPal. And that's not the world, but we've only put $700 or $800 into the trade. It's only a $700 or an $800 buying power trade, and we do that week after week after week. So we'll probably be reinitiating that trade once again here this week. The yen trade. This is a little bit of a misnomer here. I don't know what else to do here or what other way to put this. We did have a yen trade that expired. Well, it didn't expire. We got assigned on it. It was my bad on Friday. I thought that that it was still trading and it actually had closed trading for the day. So we got assigned on our yen trade. In our account history, it shows that we're up about $560 on the trade, which is true. We are. However, we did get assigned. So we do have a long position in the yen right now. And so we need to figure out what the disposition of that is today. Do we want to cash flow it? Do we want to close it? Do we want to alter it somehow? And so I guess this is an accurate number here, but it's a trade that is still ongoing. So we'll have to see what happens with that today, and we'll account for that. But it was a good day on Friday. That 0 DTE really made all the difference in the world. $1,876 of profit. So for the week, our net result for the week, 11th. You'll notice that again, it's not we've had some $10,000+ weeks, but the key here was we only deployed our maximum buying power that we deployed was just around $12,000 for the week, but our average was just down around $5,900. And so if you can deploy about $6,000 on the week and bring in $5,000 of income, I think that's pretty awesome. I do still have quite a few trades open in our model portfolio. We've got an oil trade going. Still got that short ES trade going. Got to figure out what we're going to do with that yen trade. We've got a nat gas trade that is still working. We added a new pairs trade. So we've got some things that are still open and working there. And obviously when those come to fruition, we will report the results on those. But for the overall week, guys, I got to say, I think with a shortened trading week, obviously, and then I think 2 days of the 4 trading days that we did have, we had neutral ratings. Man, I think just overall, I'm pretty darn happy. I'm pretty darn happy with the overall results. So in terms of where we're at on our results, got some cool things that I want to bring to the table here to talk about. So obviously our 0 DTE is the main one. We're 82 days now into trading opportunities, and the last 2 weeks have been really good for us from a double dip standpoint. That's been helpful. The more at-bats we can get, the better off we are. 2 weeks ago, we took another loser. So this result, we're still there percentage-wise, but man, 2 losses in a row of 2 weeks. It takes us from 3 losers to 5 losers. That hurts. It hurts when you get any loss, but it hurts when they're back to back. But nevertheless, we're still looking at 125 winners and 5 losers on our 0 DT. Do remember to utilize that private video link. Hit the pin at the top of Discord if you want to watch a video review of every one of our sessions. We do record everything that we do. Our 4 DTE trades, those look awesome. 90 wins now with 7 losses. We do have that 1 SPY trade from Friday that we rolled to today. Looks really solid right now in the pre-markets, but we'll see how that goes today. But looks really good. Our IWM credit strangles, again, just got out with the hair of our chinny chin chin this past week. But we do keep our winning streak alive. That needs to be stretched out there. This should be 26 space total trade opportunities, 27 total trades. Every one of them has been a winner so far. Our total pairs trades, we've done 20 of those. We do have a new one. We do have a new one going right now. We just opened up a brand new one. So we'll see how that goes. That's RL. Ralph Lauren and Levi's, Levi. So that one is up and running just as of the end of last week. Bear market trades, 69 total trades, 66 have been winners, 3 have been losers. Our butterfly trades for the zero DT approach continue to be really successful for us. We start with a very small dollar percentage ROI trade. Maybe $200 at most is what we commit to those trades, and then we overlay them if we need to. That's worked out well. Scalping, as I mentioned, I do have that E-mini short that I'm continuing to cash flow, and I made about $520 scalping the MES on Thursday. Dragonfly trades, we've done 2 so far this year, and both of them have been winners. Let's see, dragonflies and double diagonals. One was a double diagonal, one was a dragonfly. Positive Vega, a couple new things here to add to the mix that I'm very excited about. Positive Vega credit spreads. So we've got a brand new one of these up and running. I'm making a note right now as I'm basically typing this that I need to put a video together in terms of explaining how that works and why we use those setups. This is a trade that we're going to be putting on approximately every 2 weeks. And so we should have 4, and they're usually about 45-day to expiration trades. Very easy to manage. You don't have to stare at your computer screen all day long. And so we should, as we get that rolled out here, have 4 or 5 of those rolling at any given time. So I'm excited to get some more information into your hand about those. But that was a cool trade that we started last week. Our VTI buy the close, sell the open. That's a brand new one too. And I'll get a video out for you this week on that as well. And then our asymmetric trading system, if you're more focused or interested on investing rather than trading, and something that is, it has a dual-fold mandate. Its goal is to beat the market's return and do it at less risk. It knocked it out of the park last year, 2021, and it's actually doing even better this year in terms of meeting its goal, which is A, beating the market returns, and B, doing it at less risk. We're coming in close to about 65-70% again, less risk. We measure risk with standard deviation. So if you're interested in more of a passive, it takes 5 minutes a day. It's all it just takes 5 minutes a day to adjust your trades, and you're off and running. We also have a absolute no risk guarantee. If you want to try our live trading room, or you want to try the AST investing asset allocation model portfolio approach, either one of them, we'll let you do it for absolutely no risk. You can check it out on our dime, on our time, and you can find out for yourself if it's something that makes sense to you, if it's something that you find has value. If you do sign up for your first month and you give it a try, I give you a 200% no risk guarantee. If you don't think it was just absolutely amazing and you did everything that we asked of you, I'll give you 200% back on what you spent for your first month. So there's no risk. Give it a try if you like. I'll drop some links here in the description box for either one of those programs that you can check out. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in the live trading room here in just a few hours. Hope you have a good trading week.